liftoff. We have a liftoff.
And
from the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's high noon and high time that you tuned into the Spirit of Sports, hosted by Brother Richie. The Spirit of Sports is the flagship of the Not Pods family. Not Pods' complete archive can be found at Not Pods on YouTube. And now for our host, Brother Richie.
hey, and aloha. Welcome to the Spirit of Sports. This is Brother Richie coming at you live every Tuesday, high noon, from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Whereabouts, not quite known. This is the Spirit of Sports brought to you by Not Pods. At Not Pods on my YouTube channel, notpods.com, coming one day. Go Beavs. Sad times for my alma mater. No coach, no conference, no schedule. Probably soon to be no players, but that's a whole nother day. Listen to my last show. We are the Spirit of Sports. We're talking sports. We're talking life. This is my high noon show. A little bit early today, 11 a.m. Hawaiian time. My favorite segment of my whole library. This is the backseat quarterback. Week 12 of the NFL. Thanksgiving weekend. Great time over here. Busy at the restaurant. But I did get to watch Sunday. And I did get to watch a little bit out of the corner of my eye at work on Thursday, the 3 games. And I got about 6 pages of dumb crap stuff that these players, little bit players, mostly coaches and officials, what they do, what they get away with, what they don't understand, what I don't understand, how they don't understand. Tens of millions of dollars, and they can't figure this stuff out. 6 pages worth in no particular order. Let's get to it. Should we get a little background music? I don't know. A little funky beat. What do you think, guys? We'll see how it goes. If we like it, we'll stick with it. I got some funky beats. I've been working on GarageBand. Thank you so much, GarageBand, for the free mess around. I don't think that one. No, let's try funky beat number 1. That's kind of cool. A little underground music. Backseat quarterback. Brought to you by Not Pods. This is Brother Richie. Let's get right into it in no particular order. I'm going to go with this little underground music for a little bit, and then we'll turn it off, and we'll see. Imagine I'm in this is perspectives from the Pacific. I'm working on a new backdrop, a little bit of palm tree, coconut, imagine, and more sound effects, and a producer. It's all coming soon. This is the crawl before you walk. I watch every show. I watch every highlight show. I watch all the talk shows. It's getting pretty predictable. It's getting the same. How come every Sports Center, every Monday morning show, every game they show the same 3 plays or the same 7 plays? Oh, there's a touchdown. They never show the critical drop or why the guy couldn't get his feet in bounds or the call or the offsides or under the hood where they changed the call, but it was obviously not. That's what I'm talking about. This is a breath of fresh air from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. In no particular order, this is all the effed up stuff that I saw from the NFL. Week 12, Thanksgiving weekend. Very first one, Green Bay comes off a timeout, 4th and 1. They're in the shotgun, long count, miscommunication. Running back runs into the quarterback and they lose 2 yards out of the shotgun on 4th and inches. Why in the shotgun on 4th and inches ever? Why don't we go set hut? I've been pushing this for years. If you don't have a good quarterback, if you have a crappy line, get on the line and get him in a sprinter stance and say set hut and bust off the ball just like it's the blocking sled and the blocking dummies. And do it again and again and again. And there's nothing wrong with punting once in a while. You're going to wear out the defense. You're going to run the clock. You're going to keep that other offense off the field. You might punt 2 or 3 times, but if you bust them in the face every single play for, I don't know, the whole damn game, how are they ever going to stop it? If you never substitute, you get on the ball and you say set hut and you muddle, and it's 20 to 30 to 40 seconds in between plays. Your offensive line doesn't get tired. Your running backs, they're excited, and the other team is in misery, faking injuries because they can't substitute if you're not. I saw 3 different 4-and-1s, all in the shotgun, all long count, and all fail. It's 4th and inches. Get on the effing ball and say set hut. Robert Saleh wasted a challenge in the first half on a 7-yard gain on first down. You know, you might need 3 challenges in the second half. Even though it was upheld, you still only have 2 challenges. And if it's not upheld, you only have 1 challenge. Timeouts, challenges are for the second half. Especially in the second half, how many times you get down to it? Like Buffalo. They had to kneel on the ball with 20 seconds left because they wasted 2 timeouts in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter as they're giving up that field goal. If they had 2 or 3 timeouts with 20 seconds, look what happened to you 2 years ago at 13 seconds because they had their 3 timeouts. Defensive coaches got to go. Speaking of the Jets, they have 9 offensive touchdowns in 12 games, which is dead last in the NFL. I think the Cowboys defense has more touchdowns than the Jets offense. 23% third down conversion is the worst in 50 years. You know what it is? It's there's not enough practice time. So teams can't get their backup quarterbacks reps because they hardly have enough time for their starters reps. Then these guys just come straight out of college where it's nothing like the NFL. They don't have a guy in their ear. They're looking at these placards. They're calling the play at the line of scrimmage. It's inferior competition compared to the NFL. They don't get many reps, and they're thrown into an NFL game with no reps. I heard a great, Tom Brady mentioned it, that there's not enough practice time. You know, they used to practice how to not get hit when you throw the ball across the middle and how to take a blow and how not to get injured when they had the extra practice time. You can't even practice in pads hardly anymore. Collective bargaining. And I heard Kurt Warner had a great interview with Rich Eisen talking about, you know, he got cut by the Packers in 92 and he was hoping to just be the 3rd string quarterback and he's devastated. But then he plays European. He plays arena ball. He gets all the reps and he would have been behind Brett Favre for 10 years because Favre never missed a snap, which isn't happening anymore. And you can't I say get your backup ready, but there's not enough time. So these guys are thrown into impossible situations. It can't be look at this guy and then this guy. It has to be look at the defense and let them dictate. But you only know that by getting reps. That's why Brock Purdy's having success. He played 4 years in college. You know? C.J. Stroud played 3 years in college in a somewhat pro-style system. So these guys that come out of school, Trey Lance never had a chance. He played 9 games in college. One thing more about the Civil War. Let me do the pep talk, if there's any more Civil Wars. And talk about pride and disgust for the cheaters down south and the hatred and how much you want to beat their ass and how much you want to knock them out of the playoffs and how much you hate those mother effers down south. They cheat and it's blood money. It's the shittiest town on this whole planet. Go in there and beat their ass and get out of town. Don't lay over. Don't roll over and just get beat 31-7. Give them ammo to get into the playoff. It's pathetic. I don't care if your coach is leaving. Even more so, send him out a winner. Let me give those. Oh. Hey, Arthur Smith, by the way, look what happens when you give your best player 22 touches. Dumbass. Now let's work on Kyle Pitts. 6'4", runs a 4.5 40, tight end, matched up against, overmatched. He has 22 catches or something. Oh, I'm only halfway through page 1. Oh my God, back to the Jets. This is so Jets taking over the butt fumble. Mark Sanchez, you get a reprieve because this one's going to take over as the worst play in history. The fail Mary. Your defense is playing awesome against the Dolphins. You get a pick. It's 10-3. You're going to go down 10-3. Might as well throw it. You get a pick at the 50. Let's throw up the Hail Mary. Intercepted. He's taking it out right at the goal line. Takes it out. 5, 10, 20. He's got blockers. Not touched. 30, 50, 40. Here comes the quarterback. Oh, touchdown. Hail Mary. You never see it. Usually the team just, what's the rule? Knock down the Hail Mary. Intercept it, get down. Not when the Jets are on the other side. You catch the interception and you go 100 yards for a touchdown, 17-3 at the half. And your coach says, well, that was unfortunate. Defensive coach. I like the guy. I like his motivation. I think he's okay. It's effing irritating, bro. And more Jets. Tim Boyle. His third start. No experience. Why is he throwing 38 times and Breece Hall has 7 rushes? Your O-line sucks. Give him a chance. On the ball, set Hut. That's the freaking blocking sled. On the ball, set Hut. Set Hut, model, Breece Hall. Should get 25 touches. I don't care if he gets bottled up 9 times in a row. Punt. Your defense is awesome. At least the defense gets a rest. You're going to get a couple good runs. Set Hut. 38 throws for a rookie QB. And Breece Hall gets 7 carries. Are you kidding me? Gardner Minshew is still throwing the ball 40 times a game. Jonathan Taylor with 15 rushes with a pretty good offensive line. Win or lose, it's wrong. Austin Eckler, 10 carries. I could go on and on. I tell you, bro. Instant replay, super slow motion. It's not real. You watch the stuff in full speed and it's obviously a touchdown. They break it down minuscule, second by second, and his knee touches and the ball's like this far and his knee's barely touching. Oh, overrule it. Because it's super duper. You know what? There would be no car crashes. There would be no dropped glasses. There would be no broken anything. There would be no accidents if the world ran in super slow-mo. It's real life. Maybe it's time that instant replay is just look under the hood and it's full speed. Or maybe it's half speed. The super slow-mo crap when the ball's a quarter of an inch. And when you watch it in real time, the guy's 5 yards in the end zone. And it's obviously a touchdown. Just more ways for the officials to manipulate the game, especially now that FanDuel and BetMGM and ESPN Bet and DraftKings and Vegas, and it's legal, and it's $100 billion have been gambled on the NFL. You think they're leaving that to chance? No effing way. And the more it's legal and the more that's bet on it, the more they're going to make sure. Vegas took a walloping this week. I heard one of the worst weeks in a long time in the NFL. So when it came down to Monday night and 62% of the money is on Minnesota, what do you think? 62% Miami, 80%. Tennessee, 81%. San Fran, 76%. KC, 72%. Vegas lost them all. 72% Tampa Bay, Vegas won. And Houston, 61%. Vegas won. Other than that, Cleveland, KC, San Fran took a bath. Money line. Minnesota, New Orleans, the only two 90%ers that they lost. 96% Baltimore, KC, 91% New Orleans. Philly, Miami, Pittsburgh, Dallas. So you know when it comes Monday night, what's going to happen. As usual, I start Sunday, Houston. Damian Pierce back. Run the ball. I'm going to wait one more week. I got to start him next week. Of course, what's his name's getting all the carries, but very first possession, Houston. Pass, run, pass, punt. F off. You know, I'm sure every fantasy football manager feels this way. But I swear to God, they're out to get me, bro. Mike Evans has been tackled at the 1 yard line 6, 7, 8 times this year on 40, 50, 60-yard bombs. Christian Kirk goes 75 yards out at the half-yard line. How many drop touchdowns? Patrick Mahomes would have 100 more points. I have a league that's all points, no head-to-head. I'd be in second place instead of sixth if Mahomes' receivers would just catch the effing ball. Touchdown, oh, holding. Touchdown, oh, offsides, or false start, or the worst illegal shift, or illegal alignment. The tackle wasn't covered. The tackle didn't check in as eligible. How many times, bro? I lose by 1 point because they can't tackle a guy, and Josh Allen has an 80-yard touchdown pass. Because nobody can tackle Shakir. 3 different guys miss him. If they just tackle him, I win by 10. Instead, I lose by 160 to 159. I score the second most points and lose. I know nobody wants to hear about fantasy shit, but on this show, it's kind of what it is. It's the backseat quarterback. It's the backseat driver during the time saying, what the F are you doing? And the Monday morning quarterback saying, what the F were you doing? And it's the backseat quarterback. And I'm yelling this at the TV. I'm writing it down, and I'm yelling this at you. Maybe a coach listens. Maybe an OC listens. Maybe an owner listens once. What's Brandon Staley still doing with a job? I'm not a huge advocate of fire a guy, but when they deserve it, when I feel like I'm smarter, me and my friend are saying, what would you do? Because I know what I would do. Are you kidding me? Derek Carr, Matt Jones, Baker Mayfield, Lee Man in Carolina. Tommy DeVito, another win. Good for him. Bro. Catch the ball. Kyle Pitts has 1 touchdown. Arthur Smith doesn't like fantasy football. Finally gave Bijan the rock. Look what happens, you win. New York Giants, New England Patriots. Here's our first 9 drives. Punt, 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 interception, fumble, punt, 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 fumble. Halftime, 0-0. You can't get in the end zone in the NFL. I don't care how good the defense is. I don't care how crappy your line or your quarterback is. It's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better scheme. Get on the ball, stay set. Nothing wrong with punting. What's wrong with field goals? What's wrong with extra points? Let's go for 2 things. Analytics. Analytics is crap. Analytics has no idea who's injured, how your offensive line is playing, who's dominating what side of the ball, how much time is left. Maybe it has that. How your team feels, how you're moving the ball, how your gut feeling goes. You're down 14, you score a touchdown, you kick the extra point. Kick extra points, kick field goals, take the points. Offensive linemen are pissed. They work their ass off and get nothing to show for it. You know, it's deflating. Catch the effing ball. Mac Jones, wow. Bailey Zappi, wow. Belichick's going to be 3-14. And then probably get the top draft pick and trade down. Or pick the wrong guy. And, you know, everybody's talking about he's going to get traded to the Chargers. Are you sure you want a fossil? He was great with Brady 20 years ago. Even Brady his last couple of years didn't win a playoff game. I'm not sure the guy's any good anymore. And you know what? Keep asking, who's your starting quarterback? Well, I tell him, no, who's your starting quarterback? You did this crap for 20 years. You know what? You were a bully for 20 years. Now we're going to bully you. You know what? I want an answer. We deserve an answer. Who's your starting quarterback, Bill? Well, you know, I tell them all, and F you, Bill. I'd be asking all those questions. You ran all over us for how many years? It's our turn. Jacksonville, they have Christian Kirk. That's 20-point play in my minimal points league. 10-5 running, stiff arming down at the 1, and then they go for it on a pitch out, no less. Pitch the ball, and what? Show nothing for it. Kick the field goal. In a tight game, kick the field goal. You know, I got the toughest job in the NFL. Is the Patriots NFL logo shop owner. Who the hell are you going to sell the jersey? Except for retros. I'll still buy a Brady and a Gronk, but name one guy that's not injured that you would want a jersey for. The Patriots. Name one. I'm waiting. Waiting. This thing on? Here's another one, especially when it's against your team. There's no flag on the play. Pick up the flag. There's no holding. There's no ineligible. You've been calling the shit all year. How do you throw a flag for holding and get to? Oh, wait. That's right, because Vegas has this. Go on, Jimmy Chainsaw. No penalty for holding. Well, I saw it, and he saw it. Pick up a flag, because Vegas said. Why is the rookie in Cincy not looking for Jamar Chase? You know what? If you don't have any reps and you suck at quarterback, just force it to the guy. Say, go deep and I'll throw it up. Do a slant, I'll throw it up. Round and threw a terrible pick. That was to Chase, but that's on an out across the field. You know, slants don't get picked a whole lot. Bombs don't really get picked a whole lot. Rants and Raves about fantasy football free. Page 3, backseat quarterback. Brother Richie coming at you live on Not Pods. Brought to you by Not Pods at my YouTube channel. You get lightheaded from this. Yelling. You can't be wasting timeouts in the second half. You get 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter and it's a close game. You better God dang better have all 3 of your timeouts. And I don't care if the clock's running down and you got to take a 5-yard penalty and it's 3rd and goal from the 9, it's 3rd and goal from the 14. Because more likely than not, in a tight game, those are going to bite your ass when you called that timeout in the 3rd quarter. Bijan goes 5, 10, 15 yards at a time, then they throw a pick in the red zone. When the running game is working, don't fix what ain't broke. I say. Hey, Pittsburgh, look at it. You fire You fire Matt Canada, what everybody's been saying for 2.5 years, and it's your first 400-yard game since Matt Canada. Sure, you only scored 16 points, but you've moved the ball down the field some, maybe a turnover or two, but it's workable. It's a confidence builder. Houston, 4th and inches, you're throwing a bomb down the sideline. You got Damian Pierce, bro. When do you guys start wearing shorts in football? I saw a guy, I don't know if you can see my leg, it was up to here, 3 inches above his knee. And then was his shorts. And then he has the spandex. Then he has a thigh pad. But since when did they start wearing shorts in football? I'd ask you, Titus. When did they start doing that? This is Titus. When did they start wearing shorts in the NFL? I don't know. Thanks a lot. Samaje Perine gets a rock instead of Javonte Williams. Just another one of those. The fantasy football gods hate. So, the team's offsides on an extra point. You don't go for 2 from 2 yards, but you're going to go for 2 from 1 yard. Oh, by the way, this segment is brought to you by X-Cola. Get your medical, get actually all your medical from X-Cola out of Portland, Oregon. Thanks, Dave Wick. Love you. Yeah, you're offsides on an extra point, so now it's only 1 yard we're going to go for it. 1 yard is so much easier to make than 2 yards. Once you drop the same play, this is a push. Speaking of, I'm pretty sick of there's a stack, and the guy's almost stopped, and then an offensive lineman just comes in and bum rushes the stack. If you're worried about health and player safety, get rid of anybody pushing anybody. It's not because of the push. It's because of offensive linemen running 10 yards and putting their helmet into the back of their own running back. It used to be illegal, at least in college. So I say, push to it. Push is done. Tushy, as Carton calls it. I love Craig Carton, by the way. When he calls, it's so bad when he calls Trevor Lawrence Rocky Dennison. If you don't get it, just don't even look it up. But I love Craig Carton. 4th and 6, Carolina, last play of the game. 4th and 6. And they're down 7 at their own 40, minute and a half left, couple timeouts. Wide receiver screen. Gets blown up the yard. Tepper comes out after he says, F! And fires everybody. Who wants that job? All right. I respect and like Frank Reich as a head coach. He's 1-10. Not a lot to work with. And they don't even have the first-round pick because you traded it to get B-Man. And you probably would have had him anyway at the 2nd or 3rd pick, whatever you were last year. Now you don't even have a first-round pick. You can't tank. Losing. You have a fiery, panic button owner. And you're going to be the next head coach, and you're going to get fired too. Philly, 1 drive, 3 pass, first drive of the game. Philly. Got a great offensive line. Pouring down rain. Best offensive line in the league. DeAndre Swift. And your first 3 passes, first 3 plays of the game, I think you're down 7-0 already. 3 passes where you're rolling out, get pressure, throw them away. And then it's a false start and you're punting from your own 15. That's how you start the game. In a driving rainstorm. Run the effing ball. And then 3rd and 14 to throw it 0 yards. This is getting out of hand. Here's a fumble recovery or an interception. The guys are, come on. 22 guys run down the field, on the field, and get in front of the camera, hey, look at me, look at us. 20, I counted 17. How is that not a penalty? Excessive? Too many men on the field? Illegal conduct? Taunting? There's 5 penalties you can call. But it's so, I don't want it to be the no fun league. I love, when you do the bowling pin or whatever, when he knocked out TJ Stroud, that might be from Fight Club, I'm not sure. 7 guys lined up and he knocks out his lineman. All that stuff is great. And it can be contrived. But 17 guys on the playing field sprinting down to join the guy that had the kick, that's a penalty. We don't call it. It's just arbitrary. Well, we'll call this one, but we won't call that one. We'll pick up this flag. We'll call that. We won't call the horse collar. We won't call interference, but we'll call interference there. But we won't call it here. Exact same play, depending on what I guess the gamblers say. 2-pointers versus the X-point. Pick the X-point. Especially when they moved it back, it was a crapshoot. Now I bet it's 95% again. It just focuses the kickers. I would imagine, I haven't looked it up, but I imagine the kickers' field goal percentage is much better since they moved the extra point back. It's more focus. Every pass play, you're waiting for that little yellow tag. Every play. Every big play is just, where's the flag? Okay, put the points up. Okay, no flag. Okay. No, they're not going to look at it. Okay. Until they kick the extra point, you never know for sure if it's a touchdown. There could be a flag that's way down here that they didn't even see. And then, wait, there's a flag back here. He didn't even tell me. Oh, because he got stuffed. The back judge got run over by the receiver, and he had thrown the flag, but we didn't even see it, and he got concussed, and he's on the bench. There's a flag still back there, and they're about, there's a flag back here. Wait. Oh, after review and the flag, and there's no touchdown because it's Richie's guy in fantasy football. Kyler Murray had a play, 4th and 2. Scrambling, runs toward the line of scrimmage, throws into coverage. He had 10 yards wide open field. That's Kyler Murray. Run for the first down. And you're down 8-7, or no, you're up 8-7 at the point. That can change the whole complexion of the entire game in the second quarter. You run for that first down, you score, you're up 15-7, instead you get blown out. 1 or 2 plays changes entire games. That's the NFL. That's the beauty of it. 1 or 2 plays in basketball really usually doesn't really matter because it comes down to the last 2 minutes. 1 or 2 plays in the second quarter in the NFL can change everything. Page 4. Why are there so many drops? Is it because of no practice? Is it because of pressure? Guys are putting the ball right there. Is it because they're on Richie's fantasy football team? Why so many drops? Incontrovertible evidence has been pretty good. I've had a huge problem with the flags and picked up flags and the calls, but under the hood hasn't been too much. It's coming. It's coming. They've been pretty good about incontrovertible evidence. They haven't really overturned anything that's too obvious, which is good for the league. Delay of games and illegal shift and illegal formation, all those mental penalties are the very worst. You know how long the play clock is. If you run a bomb and the guys are getting back, don't be changing the whole complexion of, the lineup. Just get back, run the same formation. Don't be idling too much when the clock's running down. The guys over here, stay there, run the play. Taking timeouts because the clock's running down, delay of games. There's really no excuse for it. That's what preparation is for. I know you don't have a whole lot of practice time, but you have preparation time. Coaches are 24/7. Number 6, lock for Denver. Kareem Jackson's out, and you're doing the exact same shit. Cheap shot, personal foul, 2 of them. Kareem Jackson gets suspended 1 game. Very first play of the next game, shot to the head, 3-game suspension. Just, when the quarterback's going to bounds, just don't hit him. When he throws the ball, just don't hit him. I know it's hard, and there's some crappy ass bullshit calls, but you just can't do it. And I understand because we need the quarterbacks, because it's bad enough when the starting quarterback sucks, and it's almost unwatchable when the backup comes in and it's 12-10, or it's 9-3. You can't get in the end zone. Just don't hit the quarterback, period. There's nothing worse. I know. And little bitch Mahomes, and he'll go toward the sideline, look like he's running out of bounds, and oh, you can't hit me. So then he stops and you pull up, and then he runs for 10 more yards. And that's crap. There should be an imaginary line 2 yards inside the sideline. That when the quarterback, okay, done, you're done. No more. You're running toward the sideline, the play's over. We're blowing it dead when you're 5 yards from the sideline. And then you're not getting hit. And you're not doing the little bitch thing where, oh, since you can't hit me, I'm running. Got it? DBs, linebackers, when you're coming up to make the tackle, come under control. How many times, especially Josh Allen, and you just want to lay the hit on the guy, I understand. But then one little pump fake or one little like this juke, and you're gone. And you're like this, and you're on the ground going, damn. Come in under control, break down, make the play. Nothing worse than 3rd and 12, and you miss a tackle and they go for a first down. Josh Allen, 8 straight games with an INT. And he had a huge one on. He has 400 yards, I know. 320 passing, 80 rushing, 4 touchdowns. But in a big moment, he's going to throw that pick. And they're 6-6. And they got a defensive coach. And time management's terrible. And timeout usage is terrible. Philadelphia, end of the game, you got lucky. You got bailed out. The clock's running down, 55 seconds. You have 2 timeouts. You're at the 40-yard line of Buffalo, and you let the clock run. 2 timeouts left. I can see if there's one. You got 2, 50, 45, 40, on the ball. False start, 30, 25 seconds run off the clock, and you false start because you're trying to audible. Call the timeout with 50 seconds left. You still have 1. You're at the 40. Get the play, huddle up, get the play, and go. You still throw the middle of the field. You're lucky Jake Elliott made a 59-yard field goal. Because clock management, there should be a clock management / timeouts coach. That's all he is. I'll do it. I'll do it for nothing. Just get me on the sideline, be able to experience the game, and just be the timeout guy. Give me a mic, I won't talk till it's time. Coach, think about a timeout. Coach, I think you need a timeout now. Coach, timeout. I'm serious. And not to challenge a play in the second quarter, unless it's a touchdown, not a 7-yard play. Effing idiots sometimes. I know the game is fast. I know emotions are high. I know adrenaline is flowing. You got to keep your cool in these moments. And the game is running down. That's why $10 million, $15 million, $20 million a year. Figure this shit out, bro. Figure it out. You're like this. You're like this, you know. What's going on in these? What's going on right here? Figure it out. Page 5, the Spirit of Sports. At Not Pods, Brother Richie coming at you live from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This is Tuesday, my backseat quarterback show, November 28th, I believe, maybe 29th, I don't know. It's a Tuesday in late November. This is a recap of week 12, Thanksgiving weekend. Happy holidays, everybody. Stop hitting the QB, dumb shits. But then sometimes you hit him like Herbert's a step out of bounds and you knock him. No flag, but then, you're going to come to the defense of anybody but maybe Zach Wilson. And then your O-lineman gets a personal foul just for protecting his quarterback. But you hit him out of bounds, and it's called every single time, but not that time. It's so frustrating. Sometimes I wish I didn't love it so much, I'd just give up. And this would be the spirit of sports. We're talking life. Go ahead, caller 2. Tell me about your problems. But I love it that much. I'm getting lightheaded, bro. I had a little coffee today for the first time. Did my weekly production meeting with Kaplan. Working on a great logo. Working on, think I'm just going to buy a MacBook Pro. Get this where I can just be, don't have to have my phone playing this stuff. Well, I never drink coffee. Didn't have breakfast. I'm getting lightheaded. So if I keel over, please give my family money. You know, why do the officials or somebody from the NFL never have to do a press conference? There's no accountability, never have to explain what they saw, why they didn't call a flag, why they threw that flag, why they picked that one up. Never. It's just, you know what, we did it. Vegas told us to. Thanks. See you next week. I'm going to go back to my lawyer job, make my $5,000. Made my $5,000 today. They can't afford full-time officials because they'd be too hard to manipulate. So we'll see you Sunday in Tampa. I'm sorry that who's the official? Hockey Lee, and Philly's 4-0 when he's the official. The NBA, there's a guy, Palmer or something, that Chris Paul gets a technical every time he's the ref. And Chris Paul's 0-12 when he officiates games. Brandon Staley, brilliant. Very first defensive play of the game, 12 guys on the field. Talk about preparation. Talk about a culture. It's a habit to lose close games. It's a habit to make dumbass decisions. It's a habit to have the bad penalty or the fumble at the 5 or the drop touchdown. It's a culture. Brandon Staley, you lose 27-0 in a playoff game, and you still have a job. And you're 4-7, bro. Three points in the first half. Herbert Eckler and Keenan Allen. You got Kellen Moore. Quentin Johnson. Tells up with him. Could have had Zay Flowers, but that's a whole nother thing. Herbert Eckler and Keenan Allen. You have 3 points. You scored 10 points. And you're last in the league in defense. And the one time your defense plays pretty damn good. Then your offense, no show. It's pathetic. Just waiting for the breaking news. Spanos, but he'll fire the guy that goes 14-3. His dad will. But they'll keep dumbasses. Keep the dumbass for 2 more years than you should. Good job. If I'm that fan base, I'm just beyond. Guard Keenan Allen, speaking of, please, 10 catches a week. Pretty much the only guy they got. I don't understand when there's only a Cooper Kupp back. Double him, triple him, make somebody else beat you. I guess it's easier said than done. They're that good. Oh, speaking of the Chargers, 4 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and a pick. We lose as a team. I got to get that soundbite. We lose as a team. Let's do it. And pull that up as we talk about that. I'm going to tell you about. Raz tried to get on. His internet's down. We have a terrible storm right now in the middle of the Pacific. Well, not terrible, but it's supposed to get bad. Might be some down internet service. Mine's okay. Let's see. 19-play drive for the Chargers. I'm going to stick on this Chargers bandwagon. 19-play drive, 0 points. Brandon Staley. What else? Their backup QB just in case because, the kind got hurt. He got hurt. Herbert broke his finger We're not going to be able to get it. That's okay. I'll get it for you next time. But Brandon Staley, next week. It's not one or the other's fault. We lose as a team. What a great pep talk. That's what it should be. Hey, we go out there. Let's lose as a team. It's not the offense's fault. It's not the defense's fault. But their backup, Easton Stick. But, I guess there's just no time to get reps because there's barely enough time to get your starter ready. So I guess, your backup, you're just collective bargaining. It's ruined that part of the game. Players don't want to practice. Owner said, okay, that's fine, but have a salary cap and you won't have to practice. Players don't want to practice as much. Coaches, you got to coddle them. Prima donnas. Don't know how to take a hit. Injuries. Soft tissues in the early part of the season because nobody's playing in the preseason. Nobody's practicing. Football, you got to hone football. It's a well-oiled machine. And it's like, you can't oil it. Justice Hill, let's get into the Ravens running back situation. Starting to use Keaton Mitchell more. The guy's amazing. 4.3 40. The way he cuts in the hole. The speed. You got Gus Edwards, Gus Bus. And then there's this guy, Justice Hill, for no apparent reason. 3rd and 2, and you run Justice Hill up the middle when you have Gus Bus. And then they don't make it. And then they miss a field goal to ice the game. Why is Justice Hill on the effing field? Oh, it's because Richie has Gus Edwards. Oh, that makes sense. Patrick Mahomes, 300 points, gets me 10-point bonus. He has 299 with 5 minutes to go. Throws a little outlet screen, and it looks like, break the tackle, you get 2 yards. I need 1 yard, -1 yard, and you finish with 298. That just sums it up. I swear that they are out to F with Uncle Brother Richie. How many times? And page 6, running out of stuff to say. This is week 12, Brother Richie, backseat quarterback, my favorite segment every Tuesday, high noon or 11 or 1, somewhere around there. The backseat quarterback on the Spirit of Sports show, brought to you by Not Pods at YouTube, notpods.com, on its way. Thank you for listening. I got 1 or 2. I got a thumbs up today. Keep them coming. This is the walk before you crawl. I will have a different studio set up. I will be loaded. I will get 51 cents from 100,000 people. 51 cents a month coming soon. It's something different. This is a breath of fresh air, perspective from the Pacific. Brother Richie coming at you live. Was every day, twice a week now, to not water down the content. Analytics. Let's get into analytics. Who says that you should go for it when there's 6 minutes left instead of kick a field goal from the 40-yard line when you're down by 4? Who says that? Who knows what the condition of your offensive line is? Who knows that your best receiver is injured? Who knows that you're moving the ball up and down the field or not? Who knows if you can stop the other team? Who knows what your gut feeling is about the game? Who knows the feel and what's happening in the game? Analytics is bullshit. It's a crutch for crappy coaching. It's an excuse. That's what the book said to do. Oh, golly gee, well, the book said go for it there. I don't care what the book says. We all know kick the field goal. We all know kick the extra point. 4th and 1, LA at the 25-yard line, up 3 minutes left. What does it say? Baltimore, 4th and 1, analytics said go for it. He kicked the field goal. He missed it, but that's the right call. Make them score a touchdown. They haven't scored a touchdown all damn night. I love this. Rich Eisen said this. The Chargers, back to the Chargers. They've made a habit. They have a culture of, how the hell did we lose that game? How the hell did we just lose that game? With the lead, with the missed field goal, with the fumble, with inside the red zone 3 times and no score, with terrible offsides, with a terrible penalty on offense, with the turnover and the missed field goal, and the terrible go for it instead of kick the field goal instead of punt. A myriad, and it's been going since the Anthony Lynn days. How the hell did we just lose that game? And they say it almost every week. What's that? 5 games they've lost this year, 3 points or less. The next worst is 2. All 7 games have been within 1 score, I think. How the hell did we just lose that game? There's a horse collar that probably should have been called in the Bills game. There's an interference at. Oh, and actually, there was one time Ed Hockey League got asked. I don't know why there's one time that official has to answer for himself. Well, it didn't seem like it interfered with him passing the catch. So is that what interference? The guy's holding his arm. So he's supposed to catch it one-handed, left-handed, going across the middle. But whatever, bro. Illegal formation, illegal motion, not covering the tackle, delay game are the worst penalties. Besides a 40-yard bomb that gets the ball at the 1-yard line, when he probably wasn't going to catch it. I mean, illegal contact and defensive holding, at least it's only 5 yards. Automatic first downs are crap. Defense doesn't stand a chance. Can we stop with the pylon hitting the running back in the back, push, tush? They worry about safety, and they have an offensive lineman that 320 coming full speed into a pile and knocking guys forward. But we're worried about the safety of the players. What about a highlight show that doesn't show all 7 of the same plays, so you just watch the same shit every effing day? How about all this stuff that I talk about? That's why you come to my show. I'm asking you for 2 hours a week and 51 cents a week. That's all I'm asking. Even if you don't watch. I got my kid. I'm working my ass off and just help out a little bit. You know the GoFundMe's, and they ask for 50, 100 bucks. If you give me 51 cents a month, that's $6.12 a year. That's like 20 years. I'm asking for $120. So that's coming soon. And my show, this is Perspectives from the Pacific, the Spirit of Sports, not pods. It's not a podcast. This is live internet talk radio. And with humbly going to be asking soon, my career right here, travel the country. I will interview you, and you live on the radio. Well, the Saints went 0 for 5 in the red zone. No wonder they lost. Defensive coach. Imagine that. Tips and overthrows, baby. Tips and overthrows. And Carton. Craig Carton. If you don't watch it, The Carton Show on Fox. Amazing. I don't watch Cowherd anymore. Colin, give me a call. Give me a shout out. I'll go back to you. He was my guy for a long time. Can't do it anymore. Love Carton. Little bit of First Take just to see what dumb shit Nick Wright says again. You know, let's take a trip out east. As I say goodbye, been a great show. Love you all. 55 minutes, almost an hour. Backseat Quarterback. It's my favorite segment, my favorite show. The Spirit of Sports. Brother Richie signing off. I'm working on loving myself more. It's hard. We beat ourselves up. We're our worst critic, our worst enemy. Let's all be better to ourselves, and then with that, we can be better to everyone else. Love thy neighbor. Swallow the hate, and there's more hate and more love in the world. I love you all. Thank you so much. 96 subscribers and counting. I'm going to get to 100,000, maybe 1 million. maybe $1 billion. But it's the snowball effect, grassroots. I'm here. I'm putting in the work every single day. I love you all. Until Thursday, high noon will be my NFL preview picks. You know, turnovers kill you. Penalties, not so much. Turnovers and run the ball. Throw the ball too much and turn it over, you lose. Run the ball, win the turnover battle, you win. It's that easy. Figure it out. $10 million a year. Figure it out, people. I love you, except all the dumbasses in the NFL that ruin my fantasy and my gambling. And keep doing it, though. Gives me an hour to talk about. But I do love you. Even you guys I talk crap about, I love you too. And I know y'all have families, and I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to make a living here. Brandon Staley, Mitch Trubisky, Matt Canada, Mac Jones. Have a great weekend. I will talk to you. Actually have a great week. And I will see you Thursday. Aloha. Ahui ho.